have you been? So let's keep it short and sweet and let's start our programming in C#. I'm assuming that you have already installed the Visual Studio IDE, which you require to develop the programming in C# in your computer system. But if you haven't installed it yet, you have to do it now. Come on, be active and download it from the internet. Well, the Microsoft website to be precise. Just download it and the installer will guide you to the completion of the procedure.
Well, so let's start the programming. I have installed Visual Studio 2012 and as I already have mentioned that it can be downloaded from the Microsoft website for free. If you have downloaded it, well and good. If you have not yet, please download it so that you can program with me. Right, so I'm clicking it right now. Okay, this is the Visual Studio IDE. Okay, so there's pretty interesting features about this screen itself. Here is new project. You can click it and start your own new project from here directly. You can open project and work on the previous project that you have worked. You can just view the recent work of yours that you have already worked and just open one of them and work on them or view them. But we won't use these features right now because we are learning it from the scratch, aren't we? So we will follow the rules and we will go to the extreme upper left hand corner, click the file, choose new and then choose project. Okay, so this is the new project window. You can see we have to select Visual C#, then Windows and then console application. This means that we are working on the C# language. We are making a Windows application and our application is a console application. Very important thing is to name your program. Here the name is Hello World. Right, so this is the location where your solution would be stored inside your computer system. Right, you can change it from here, but right now the location is absolutely fine with me, so I'm not tampering with it right now, cancelling it. Okay, the next important thing is to select these create directory for solution. This little checkbox is normally auto-selected, but if it is not, then it's advisable to select it, because if it is not selected, then your solution would be stored in this particular location. But if it is selected, then Visual Studio would create a folder for you where your solution will be saved. The next important thing is to add source control, which is optional. If you want to add it, then you can select it, otherwise you can omit it. I'm omitting it right now, clicking OK. And I can see, whoa, Visual Studio has done several lines of coding for me, right? I'm not explaining each and every line right now, but just remember that these are the methods and functions that we are going to use in the Hello World program. Okay? One important thing I right now would mention that this is the Solution Explorer. This is normally in here. If it is not in here, then the simple way to bring it in here is to go to View and straightforward select Solution Explorer. You can place it in some place, but my favorite place is the right hand corner. Okay, so you could see Solution Hello World one project. This is the solution of your project. One solution can have multiple projects. Our project is Hello World right now. You could see different files in here: properties, references, apps, program.cs. Our codes will be inside the program.cs file. Right, here we are ready to write the codes. Remember, we have to write the codes inside the static void main function. This is basically the entry point of your program. Every program should have an entry point, and this is the entry point for your program. Right, so let's start writing the codes. console.writeLine. Please bear with me, my typing speed is really slow. Probably you have noticed my long nails, where I have got really nice nail arts just a few days back. Okay, alright, closing it with a semicolon. Right, so this is the line of code that we have wrote to make a program. Code is ready. We can just run the program and see if it's working. How to run it? We can simply click this start button, or we can go to debug, start debugging, or simply we can press the F5 button in the keyboard. Oops, what happened? Just blink and went away, right? So you might be thinking that, is there something wrong with the codes? But let me tell you, there is nothing wrong with the codes. The codes are the way it's supposed to be. They are absolutely right. The little problem that we incurred is that we have told the Visual Studio IDE to print the word hello world, but we never told the Visual Studio IDE to hold a screen for us so that we can see what it has printed. So to fix that problem, we can write another line of code, writing it console.readLine. Closing it with a semicolon once again. Okay, done. So console.readLine again is another function. The feature or the work of this function is to telling the Visual Studio IDE that you are about to give some inputs to it. So the IDE would hold the screen to receive some input from your side. Right, and that is how you would be able to view whatever you have written before writing the console.readLine function. So let's check if our program is working this time. Oh, this is the Hello World. Congratulations, you have made your first program and saved Hello World through it. So that is it. We're done with our first program, right? Okay, so this is it. This is the first program that you have created. And now, as a bonus, I'm going to teach you one little thing. Probably you recall that I was telling something about Windows application, right? So where is it? Just go to the project, right click it, and then open folder in File Explorer. You could see different files and folders, bin, objective, properties, apps, hello world, program, etc. We are going to bin, we're going to debug, and we can see the hello world. See, we're clicking it, and you could see that your program is running, right? So this is a completely shippable product. You could give it to your friend, you could give it to your client, whosoever wants it. There are better ways to publish a product, but I'm just showing it for a demo purpose. Okay, so this is all about the first program. Once again, congratulations.
Done? Well, congratulations to you then. You have completed your first program, which is a big deal. So, I'm welcoming you to the programming community. And since you have completed your first program and is interested in programming, I'll see you around in the next tutorial.